What's up, everybody? Bill from Permaculture. Today you're going to come with me as I do my daily chores. One of the first things I like right as soon as I walk outside is I'll come down the stairs, off the porch, and third shift is usually waiting for me. Of course, because I'm doing a video, he's not waiting for me. What are you doing, boy? Watch, he'll follow us here in a second. He's off doing something else, doing rooster stuff. So we need to collect one of the feed buckets here. Alright, so let's fill up this bucket with some feed. They're getting some corn. This is for the pigs, by the way. We always feed the pigs first. This is some pig feed, 16%. And then I also do, it kind of helps save on feed costs a little bit, so I don't feed them completely 16%. Some sweet feed. It's about $8 a bag. The 16% is about $14 a bag. So I save a little bit of money doing that. The sweet feed is a 12%. And when we talk about percentage, that's the percentage of protein that's in the feed. So 16% has 16% protein in it, and 12% sweet feed has 12% protein. The corn, they just like corn. It's more of a filler. It's really, if you fed your pig nothing but corn, it wouldn't be a very healthy pig. Corn to me, it's like $7 a bag. It's the cheapest thing I buy, but it's more of a filler. A pig can easily live and grow off of a pound of protein a day, but they're not going to be happy. You're not going to have a happy pig. So it's more like filler, like what the corn is for. Like who came in. Third shift always comes in. Oh, there goes Whiskers leaving. Always comes in. He's the reason I named him third shift is for some reason when I think of people on cleanup duty, they work third shift. They come in behind everybody that work during the day on third shift and they clean up after them. And that's what I got him out here running around for, is to clean up anything I drop, any food I drop, any clean up behind the chicken tractors when they're up here, the food that they knocked out of their feeders or didn't eat. And every morning he meets me in the feed room. Usually tries to stick his head in the bucket I just made and steal some feed out of there. Got some pig feed in the bucket. Let's take it out. Grab another bucket and go over to the scraps. Scraps are what we did our previous, it was a video 3. We did video 3 on how to feed your animals for pretty much free, which I'll put a link down in the description for, about getting food for free from grocery stores. And right here we've got bread that we're gonna fill this bucket up with. Show you what's in this box. Some like pasta salads. Got a few more to feed them. Some pasta salads, some pico de gallo, that kind of stuff that the grocery stores are just going to throw away, that people or animals can eat. Look at this girl over here just hanging out with me. What are you doing, sweetness? Huh? She's a good girl. She usually follows me down to the pigs and then follows me out to the chickens too. Let's go back over to the feed area, feed room, and take all the plastic off of these. Now, one thing I do have to watch for on this bread is because it is older, it's past its shelf date, its sell-by date. Every once in a while it will start to mold and I don't want to feed my pigs or my chickens anything that has mold on it. So I'll go over it real quick as I'm pulling it out. If it has any mold, I'll just throw it away. A good rule of thumb when feeding a pig is 5 pounds of feed a day. 5 pounds of feed a day. Like I said before, they can live and grow off of 1 pound of protein, like pure protein. So out of that 1 pound, you need 4 pounds of filler, which could be a whole bunch of different stuff. Bread, it could be fruit, excess fruit from your fruit trees if you have any fruit trees. Nuts are a great way to get them their protein. I'm going to collect the nuts. So we've done a video about the nuts. I'll link that down below also. We've done a video about collecting fruit from, fruit trees around your property. The excess fruit that just hits the ground. I'll link that video also. And this right here, we've done a video about the produce from the grocery stores. Now we got one more thing to grab that was free, and what we did the last video on, pumpkins. Now I'll bust these up a little bit. That was a good bust. Here's also another thing. If they are say if you have a breeding stock of pigs and you got your mama's pregnant, your mama pig, she's gonna need more because she's feeding a bunch of piglets inside of her. She's gonna need anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds a day. A pregnant pig. A pig that's bad lighting. A pig that is just had her babies. She's gonna need 10 to 15 pounds a day, because she's trying to produce the milk, put weight back on her, and she's going to need a lot more if she's pregnant. So I limit their feed. A lot of people buy pig feeders, and they dump, they just fill the pig feeder up, and they just let the pig eat as much as they want whenever they want. That's fine if you want to do it that way. It works. You're just going to pay more in feed costs. The pig's always going to have a full belly, and they're going to be pooping a lot. They're going to eat a lot of it, and they're just going to poop a lot of it out. And a lot of it's not going to go to use. A lot of the food that they eat is not going to go to use, just going to pass right through them. That's why I like to pretty much measure out my feed. So I've got three pigs down there right now, 3 adult pigs. One of them gave birth a little over 2 weeks ago. She's eating and needs more than the rest. So let's take it down to them. I've got 2 buckets here and only 2 hands, so I'm gonna have to turn this camera off. All right, made it down to the pigs, and I dumped their food out. Buckets are empty. Turn this around and show you how I did it. Dump it in a couple different piles. There's a pile there, pile down here, pile over there. Spread it around a little bit so they don't have to fight each other in a close area to get the food. Some of y'all may be wondering why I don't feed them in pans or some sort of containers, because usually I come in here, I dump their food, and I head out. If I were to leave a container in here, some sort of pan for them to, some sort of feed pan or something, they would tear it up. So I'm not in here watching them eat, waiting for them to get done. I come in, I feed them, and then I go on to the next one. I'm not worried about putting their feet on the ground. Pigs have their nose in the mud 99% of the day. They're always in the ground, rolling around in the ground, eating the grass, eating stuff off the ground, eating bugs in the ground, eating roots in the ground. So I don't see any harm in feeding them on the ground. when that's their natural state anyways. That's where they eat. I am conscious on where I feed them. Pigs are pretty smart animals. When you put them in an area, they're going to use the bathroom in a certain area. They're going to sleep in a certain area, and it leaves a lot of area open to put their feed. So I'm not just coming in and throwing their feed everywhere. I make sure it's not in one of their bathrooms that I feed them, and I just put it right on the ground. Think about parasites that the pigs could pick up. So I prepare for things like that. I do a couple of different things, which I will make a longer video on. But what I do is I use apple cider vinegar in their water, helps clean them out. And I use DE, diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous, I forget exactly how to pronounce it, but DE for short, y'all know what I'm talking about. I use that in their food as well to help clean them out. Pumpkin seeds, they're also a good dewormer. Alright, so we got the pigs fed. Next is getting the chicken feed ready and going out and feed the chickens. We do have two different types of chicken feed right now because we have most of the chickens that we have right now are pullets. They're not egg layers at the moment. They will be egg layers, but they're not at that age yet. So we need a different feed. We don't feed them typical egg laying feed. If you feed a chicken that's not ready that's not laying eggs yet, some egg laying feed, there's too much calcium in it. It's not good for the chicken at that age. It's not good for the kidneys to try to process that calcium, and it can be bad for them in the long run. It can scar their kidneys, and you won't have a healthy chicken. They may die earlier. They end up getting sicker quicker. So for the pullets, we have just a non-medicated poultry feed, and then we also have kind of like a flock care, 18% protein. It's higher in fat. It's got a 4% fat. I think most of them are around 2 to 3%. It's good for their feathers. Higher in fat right now because it's getting cold, and I want them to put a little weight on so they're more comfortable during the winter. And then my egg layers, we feed them a 16% layer feed. Here's that 16% layer feed. Here's another one as well, 16% layer feed. Alright, so chickens, you need about 1/3 a pound. That's what they eat. They eat about a 1/3 of a pound a day. So we got about 75 chickens, so we're looking at about 25 pounds a day. Their access to ground, and chickens can get easily 20% of their daily feed, daily intake from the ground. So 20% of 25 is 5, so we're looking at about 20 pounds of feed for these chickens today. So, and I know this thing right here, I've already weighed it, I've already done the measurements, that I can get about 3 pounds of feed in this right here. So this will be how I judge how much. Oh yeah, we can't forget about the ducks too. We have a few ducks, and we only have 3 ducks, so we only need not even a scoop, extra scoop in the bucket for them. One thing you can do is if you just want to fill up a bucket completely and bring your scooper with you, so you know, okay, this scooper has 2 pounds, or this scooper has 3 pounds, and I've got 10 chickens, I need 3 pounds, 1 scoop. Boom. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the scooper with me. I'm just going to fill a bucket. Any excess we got, we'll bring it. Now we need some water. And we're going to put a few pumpkins in the wagon and bust them up when we get to the chickens and give them those. Getting warm out here. I'm gonna have to leave my jacket up by the house while we walk out to the chickens. All right, so we got our wagon all loaded up. Our wagon all loaded up. I'll show you what we got in there. We got the water. We've got some chicken feed. This right here is for the younger chickens, the pullets. This in here is for the egg layers. Got some of the egg layer feed, some of this feed with calcium in it. Our waters and some pumpkins for the chickens. Here's Whiskies. Whiskies, what you doing, baby? You gonna follow me out here? She's gonna follow me to the chickens. My first chicken tractor I made, probably 2 years ago out of PVC. I thought it was a good idea, but now I know it's not a good idea. You know what I should have listened to? Should have listened to Joel Salatin. I heard him say specifically, don't make them out of PVC. What did I do? Oh, nah, Joel, I can figure it out. I'm smart. I thought I figured it out. And then it started busting down. I'll show you. The PVC chicken tractors break at the seams. I have found a way to fix them. It's really not worth it. I'd rather build more instead of fixing these every couple of months. Build more that last longer. Here's our Red Rangers. She left me an egg. Now these Red Rangers, not only are they good for meat, but their eggs are humongous. They don't lay very many of them, but the eggs that they do lay are huge. So let's get their feed container out. Here's their feed container. I had a little bit left in there. I do like to give them a little bit more just in case something does come up and I'm not able to get down here in the mornings, or I don't come down till afternoon. I know that all the animals are going to be okay because I did feed them just a little bit more. Meat Bird's water filled up. Let's back this wagon out of here and go down to the OGs. The original girls. That's what we call our oldest chickens. This flock has had a problem with predators getting them. So they've been whittled down, unfortunately. So we had to get a bunch of new ones. Dang fox. Tried putting traps out for it, tried shooting it. Hasn't been around in a while, so maybe he'll stay away. Hey ladies, what's up big guy? We've got a bunch of mixed breeds, well, we have a mixed breed here. We've got some Barred Rocks. The big rooster's an Orpington, an English Orpington. He's their big protector. We've got a Rhode Island Red there. That's a golden laced Wyandotte. That white one there, I believe, is just a barnyard mix. Let's get these guys a pumpkin. Forgot to give the Meat Birds some pumpkin. I'll have to hit them on the way back. Alright, they got their pumpkin. Now let's move on to the ducks. And a couple of roosters I have in a chicken tractor by themselves. They're going to be going in the freezer soon. Miss Whiskers, following me out. My little farm buddy. So this is a little chicken tractor that is heavy as snot. It is staying still. I don't know if I call it a chicken tractor anymore. It's more like a holding pen for roosters. I always give these guys just a bit extra because they don't get the free range. They don't have the life. Let me grab their water 1 second. Whiskers, don't be scaring those ducks. Whiskers scaring the ducks. Whiskers, leave them ducks alone. She likes to wear them ducks. Oh, we finished watering these chickens. All right, time to feed the ducks. Bring us a scoop over to the duckies. All right, ducks are down. Yeah, so my part-time job, well, my night job, I should say. I'm trying to get more hours at it right now so we can work on paying off some debt, put some money away. My nighttime job's working for Papa John's, delivering. So sometimes I'm working late. Sometimes I don't get home till 2 o'clock in the morning. And these guys don't get my attention right away next day. So that's another reason I kind of feed them extra at times. So I know I can sleep in a little bit and get some rest, and these guys aren't down here starving. Down here, the chicken tractors. This is the 4x8 that's sitting over the garden beds. Check. Need to clean up a little plastic that blew in, but they were just on this garden bed. They were on this garden bed, and now they are manuring and de-weeding another garden bed right now. So let's go in. Grab their water out, their feed bucket, pull it out. Alright, so the 8x8, or excuse me, 8x4 chicken tractor is fed and watered. They got their pumpkin. Come over here to the simple chicken tractors. A lot of people like to overthink what a chicken tractor is and try to build this extravagant castle for their chickens, when these little things back here are simply boxes with chicken wire around it. A roost and a top. Those are the basics. Something to keep your chickens in, something for your chickens to roost on, something to keep your chickens dry. You have those things, you got your chicken tractor. It doesn't need to be the chicken Taj Mahal. The chickens won't care, I promise you. They really don't care what their house looks like. It may sound funny, but yeah, chickens really don't care. Okay, let's move these chicken tractors a little bit and then feed them. Got a little fresh ground.
Been doing this for a couple of months now with these chickens. I know how much feed they're supposed to get. That's one reason you might be wondering why I'm not measuring out for them. I know this full thing is what they need for the day, and just a little bit extra. Fill the waters up. Time to feed the small chicken tractor. It's about time for these guys to get out of here. They're gonna be going in with the main flock, so they'll have more room. Because they're pretty much filling this up pretty quickly. Let's move them and get them fed. This little guy's feeder is smaller, so I usually, after I feed them, I'll dump some in there for them as well. I have a small feeder, as you can see in there. All right, guys. That's pretty much it for the daily chores. Let me give these guys this pumpkin here. So I decided not to do a fall garden this year or a winter garden. Any kind of season extension with, you know, little greenhouses, little hoop houses, like I did last year. I'm decided to concentrate more on working and trying to make a little money. And I didn't need, I wouldn't say the added stress, but the added work of doing a big fall garden and trying to work as much at Papa John's and picking up odd jobs here and there. Thank you for following me around, doing the chores, feeding the chickens and the pigs, and me rambling on a little bit. If you would, please like and subscribe, and hit the little bell notification so you know every time we put a video out. Thanks, later y'all.